Hi, boys and girls. This is Mr. Allison, and I will be reading Old Clip-Clop, a ghost story. The author is Patricia McKissiak, and the illustrator is Erica Velsaquez. The year was 1741. The month was October. The day was Friday the 13th. John Leap closed his law office earlier than usual. He had something to do that made him smile. Smiling didn't come easy to a man like John Leap. He had a mean streak in him that ran the length of his long, thin body. Wasn't poverty that made him hard? He had plenty of money, but John Leap had a stingy heart. Worse still, not one of the 300 residents of Grass Hollow, not one, called him friend. But on this particular night, he had nothing on his mind except evicting the widow Mays, who lived in one of his rental houses. He decided not to wait until morning. It was much better to put her out at night. This will be an example for all my other tenants, he grumbled. Pay rent on time or get put out. Ha ha. Mounting his horse, Major, John Leap set out to do his deed. Clip, clop, clip, clop. At first the lamps along the street lit the way. A dog howled in the distance. A stray cat scurried up a nearby tree, and his horse's hooves clanked against the cobblestone street. Clip, clop, clip, clop. It was a moonless night, cold even for October, yet John Leap was warmed by the idea of evicting the widow Mays and raising the rent on his property without fixing it up. Clip, clop, clip, clop. But wait, listen. Behind him he heard another set of hoofs striking the cobblestones. Clip, clop, clip, clop. John Leap paused under a street lamp. Hello? He called. Peering into the darkness, he waited for other rider to come within the circle of light to be recognized. But no one appeared. And so John Leap rode on, clip, clop, clip, clop. At the north side of the village, he came to a dirt path that led to the lowlands of Grass Hollow. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. Listen again. He heard the muffled sound of another horse's hooves against the packed dirt. Someone was following. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. John stopped. The other rider stopped too. John called out, If you are a robber, let me warn you that I am a skilled swordsman. You won't have a chance against me. Poised and ready, he waited. But no one came. A blast of wind whipped at John Leap's cloak, chilling him to the core. It's just some prankster trying to scare me. I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of seeing me frightened. Still, he thought, it might not hurt to push Major to go a bit faster. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. The invisible rider fell into step. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. John Leap stopped again, waited and listened. Nothing. Major pawed at the ground nervously, his nostrils flaring as puffs of frosty air escaped. Then, from inside the heavy shadows, Leap heard the impatient pawing of another steed. Go! Shouted John, slapping Major on the side. The horse took off. Clip, clippity-clop, clip, clippity-clop. The other rider stayed with him. Clip, clippity-clop, clip, clippity-clop. John Leap tore down the peach tree hill, past the church, past the old cemetery, right up the widow Mays' front door. Clip, clippity-clop, clip, clippity-clop, clip, clippity-clop. Open the door, he yelled, now! My goodness, said the widow Mays, letting John Leap come in. I know why you're here. She held up a bag of coins. This is all the money I owe you. All of it? John Leap mumbled unhappily. His hands were still shaky, so when he snatched the bag, he dropped it. The widow hurried to gather the money. She didn't see John Leap hide a coin inside his boot. You're short. This isn't everything you owe me. You have to go. Pack your things and get out now. Go, 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 he scoffed. Oh, please, begged the widow Mays. I know I had all the rent money. Please let me stay the night. Ooh. The wind rattled and the door shook the windows. John Leap was clearly disturbed by this restless wind. He cried out, You can stay till morning. I'll be back to put you out first thing, unless you have all the money. John Leap chuckled to himself. He knew the widow Mays wasn't going to find the other coin, and nobody could say that he had not been unfair. He rushed out. As he mounted Major, John Leap never realized that the coin hidden in his boot had fallen out and was waiting to be found by the Widow Mays as soon as she opened the front door the next morning. Was that laughter he heard? "Who are you? What do you want?" John Leap yelled. The wind whispered a chilling response. "We you." John Leap pushed Major to run as fast as possible. Clippity-cloppity, clippity-cloppity, clippity-cloppity. Faster still. Clippity-cloppity, clippity-cloppity, clippity-cloppity. John Leap rode on along the river and across the bridge, but the phantom rider followed relentlessly. Clippity-cloppity, clippity-cloppity. "Faster, go faster," John yelled. Clippity-cloppity, clippity-cloppity, clippity-cloppity. At last he burst through the darkness. Major's horseshoes struck fire from the cobblestone. Clippity-cloppity, clippity-cloppity, clippity-cloppity. Just a few more feet and he'd be home. Clippity-cloppity, 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 clippity-cloppity. He made it. While getting ready for bed, he chuckled. "I've been running from a mere echo, and now I'm exhausted." He crawled into bed, and he was never seen again. Whatever happened to John Leap that night? Nobody ever really knew. Strangest thing, he left Major behind, and the Widow Mays had never heard from him again. Some say John Leap settled into another state, changed his ways, and was known for being kind and generous. But other people were convinced that old Clip-Clop swallowed him whole. The end. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed old Clip-Clop today.